Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Glenn and Reed here from Hawaii Trading Academy. This is Trading Topic Tuesday. Tonight's topic. Well, before we dive in, let's just recap, man. This is week 20, I believe. Week 19, week 20. We've been
19.
bringing lots of value to you guys, bringing content from fundamentals of trading, brokers and platforms, time frames, candlesticks, psychology of trading, right? How to get in the flow, in the zone, trade in the zone necessarily. And now we are tying it up and switch gears a little bit and share one of our favorite pieces of material or book that has to deal with trading in the zone right there. Reed is holding it up. That is timeless book, if I was to just describe it in one word.
Tiny. Easy.
Tiny and timeless. All right. We're going to be going over our takeaways on how to really go beyond just words in the book, right? Because people, they're not fans. I know a lot of people there aren't fans of reading. I wasn't a fan of reading until I started
Same.
trading. I don't know about you, Reed. Did you always love to read?
Oh, my name is Reed, and I got made fun of because they're like, "Oh, go read a book in elementary." Like, "Go read a book, Reed. Go in the corner and read." I'm like, "I hate reading. Like, I don't even read a book. That's not even a diss to me." Like, but anyways, I love reading now.
Absolutely. So we're gonna be sharing our takeaways, um, on how we apply it, how it relates to us. Because I hope the goal is to hopefully trigger something, a thought, or help you guys, point you guys in the right direction, and be like, hey, look, yeah, these are guys that you're familiar with, us, and we're taking this, um, these content, these pieces, these takeaways from the book, and really just making sense of it, translating it to what it really looks like in reality. You know. So let's start by one of the quotes. I love one of the quotes that Mark Douglas shares, and he talks about the best traders think differently from the rest. I think there's more to it, but just this one sentence. Best traders think differently from the rest. They are not afraid. Now, to just clear that, to really give some context to that, they're not afraid. And not saying like they're not afraid of boogeyman and whatnot, but they're not afraid of market crashes. They're not afraid of big swings. They're not afraid of losing money, right? They're not afraid of telling their investors like, "Hey, we are down 15% this month." But you know what? They have that apt to stick with the plan, stick with the strategy and continue trading because no one likes having that conversation of like, "Hey, I lost your money."
Yep, yep.
You know?
And then beginning to almost not beg, but convince the investor that like, but trust me, your money will come back tenfold or a certain amount. Because as a trader, you know your edge, you know your plan, and you know it works out. But the investor or the people that give you that money, they don't know. They have that fear. But when you allow that fear to rub off on yourself, that's when that's when you just become an average trader or losing trader.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And one chapter I want to highlight from, or one piece that we got from the book, the uncertainty principle, right? He kind of, Mark Douglas shares, you can't predict or control the market, but you can control yourself in what you do. Let it sink in a little bit, right? You can't predict and control the market,
Repeat
so
that. Repeat that, man. That's a
can't
solid one.
you can't predict or control the market, but you can control yourself in what you do. What you do to how you react to the information given to you, how you react to the price. Oh, trading in the zone. I swear we're not even getting any affiliate links yet for this thing, but or kickbacks, but we are definitely sharing it with you because it's such a key book, man. Going back to the uncertainty principle, for those people out there, if you've heard other people say like, yeah, I got a 90% win rate, I can tell you, if you give me $1,000, I'm gonna give you 10,000 bucks back in 1 week, right? They're saying they're predicting the market in a way. And you can go down to Wall Street, ask the big guys, ask the hedge fund guys, ask them if they can predict the market. They're gonna give you a different answer from what that
They're
other
gonna laugh
person.
in your face.
Right. They will probably laugh, throw you, make you go in a circle, right, by saying some other stuff and just fool you, right? But you just simply can't. Now, just bring it back to being simple. When people get into uncertain environments, if you move to a new town, if you're in a new class, new workplace, you're in a supermarket you've never been to, you're trying to find some milk, right? It gets you out of your norm, right? And what happens with that? People, they sometimes they can get nervous, anxious, fearful. All these different emotions start happening, and it gets you kind of off your game, right? You aren't able to tap into the zone when you're thinking that way. And the market, what Mark Douglas is trying to say, it's unpredictable. Un, it's an uncertain environment overall, and so now the question is like, okay, I can't predict it. How am I gonna make money from this? Right now, there is ways to make money, and there are ways to operate in an uncertain market with certainty. Does that make sense? There's ways, and so it goes back down to your trading plan, your trading approach, your edge, your confidence in trades, your psychology, right? All those things, you bundle it up, you improve it, you build on it. That's gonna allow you to perform your best in an uncertain market as we have today, especially this time, man. Like, oh, last month was crazy. This month is starting off to be a little more volatile, and so this ties in key to what we're dealing with right now, right? And so he gives 3 points to for the uncertainty principle, to trade without fear or overconfidence. There's a fine line that we gotta find, discover ourselves, perceive what the market is offering from its perspective, stay completely focused in the now moment opportunity flow. Oh, you got it. There you go. Um, and spontaneously enter the zone. It is virtually unshakable belief in an uncertain outcome with your edge in favor. So write those four points down. Screenshot if you have to. Those are really key things and real practical ways that you can take and apply to your trading journey right away.
Cool.
Trade without fear. Yeah. You got anything to add to that section, buddy?
No, man, I was actually just super enthralled when you were talking. I'm like, yeah, I was feeling it, I'm like, yeah, this is, I gotta do this. And like, I was like just self-reflecting, actually, too zoned in.
That's good. Oh, you were in the zone, huh?
Oh, dude, exactly as you're saying. Yeah. See, I guess I was really, really
Yeah.
listening.
You were in the zone.
This
In
is
the
the
zone.
zone.
Yeah. Yeah. So we can start with the key takeaways from the trading in the zone, right? The market is not doing or making you feel a certain way. It's your feelings and judgment of the market that makes you feel that way. Just to reiterate, like, we don't log onto our phones on TradingView or Thinkorswim, and there's a little bubble in there that says, okay, today I'm gonna make you feel greedy. Today I'm gonna blow up your ego. Right? Where does that come from? That comes from in here.
Sorry, do you see my mouse? Is it
Yeah, I
the
got it.
word? Okay, sorry. All right,
Yeah,
go
at the
on,
top.
man.
At the top.
All right,
So
cool, cool.
yeah, it's just going back to the market doesn't tell you what you're feeling. You're in control. You're in control of your emotions. You're in control of how you react and perceive from the market, right?
It's our interpretation of the market. The market isn't doing anything.
It's just numbers,
Yeah, it's the
numbers, lines, graphs. You can even hide the dollar signs if your platform lets you. You know, you can convert if it helps you out. You can hide the cash sign, put it into points or pips instead, and like I do that. I do that. I rather see ticks and pips than the dollar signs, because for me, I notice that when I do see gains or losses, it does trigger the emotional part a little bit. You know what I mean? It
yeah,
does trigger that,
yeah.
and what happens from that? It's like a domino effect. I see the dollar sign on the trading platform, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's a big amount, right? Then I'm thinking, okay, now I already had a plan. If I'm already in a trade, I had a plan entering into that trade. Now, since I saw that dollar sign, it triggered this other thought. Oh, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't, or maybe I should do this. Maybe I should do. You know what I mean? So it triggers in for the person to go down this route. Especially like this is for me. You know, like I would go, okay, maybe I should move my stop loss. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe you know what? Maybe I'll just close the trade now because I feel like it's gonna go against me, right? The market
Yeah.
knows. The market knows I'm making a little bit of money. Maybe it's gonna take it back, right? So all those little thoughts, even though it's minute, that can really affect your trading performance for the month, for the week, for the year, and that can help be devastating because I've done that. I've got out of trades prematurely because in the end I was almost fearful or scared that I was going to lose my profits. And if I did let those trades run, that would have been one of my best trades. Right? I just got out prematurely because I was stout, and that's me, right? So all these little key takeaways that we're sharing is just for you to go back and be able to make the best decisions with the most clear mind while in the zone, right? Now, just to clarify on in the zone, um, that's like being in the flow state. We won't always tap into that flow state, but there are. We want to operate within a good boundary where we're not reckless, we're not greedy, we're not fearful, right? We have a good amount of confidence, not too much confidence, but that's kind of where we're trying to figure out. Okay, this area, this is my prime area, right? I will make some mistakes. You got to give yourself that. We are all human. We will make some mistakes. We will mess up. I will put in the wrong orders, fat finger the order ticket,
Oh yeah.
right?
Definitely done that.
I've done that many times, many times. So, just going back to the takeaways, you are participating in an uncertain environment. You can't control it, but you can control yourself and what you do. Kind of just what we talked about. Take responsibility, dude. Oh, like you want to share? Go on that, Reed. What it means to you?
Yeah. Say what? Oh, what it means to me? Yeah,
Yeah.
like you gotta own it. Own whatever choice you make. Own the win. Own the loss. If you so in the beginning of my career, I used to disregard the losses. I used to blame the market, right? And then after the losses, I'd be like, nah, oh, it'll work out next time. It's fine. It's not me. It's the market. I had a good plan, whatever. And then for the wins, I'd be like, yeah, I'm a fucking badass trader. Like I could do this. I'm good. I'm great. So I was taking you can't take responsibility of the profits and then disregard the losses. It needs to
Oh,
be 100% ownership of both wins and losses, because when you're only doing 50% ownership, you're half-assing it. So I mean that's a huge takeaway for me as far as taking responsibility. You can't blame anyone like, oh, Glenn told me to trade pound yen short and I did it and then I lost. That's him. That wasn't me. Like, you know what I mean? It's just your coworker gets into crypto or something. You're like, oh man, I lost money because my boy told me to get into crypto. I'll be like, nah, bro, you press that button, you know? So that's that's thing. That's just in general, just always have that responsibility.
That's true, and I think it'll carry that whole perspective or approach of taking ownership. I think that'll carry beyond trading. You know,
Oh, absolutely,
it'll carry
absolutely.
on
Make you a
in
better
your
person.
for the good,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah, taking responsibility. Um, Probability is key. Probability is an edge. Statistic based possibility is what could happen, right? So you have to learn how to create the best probability for you and your trading account given the circumstances, the current market conditions, right? So like right now, with the current market sentiment, there's a lot of things going on in the market. You know, Facebook, we were talking about how they had an outage yesterday. It wouldn't be wise, really, to buy stock right now, right? The probability of it rising after dramatic news, blah blah blah, events, is highly unlikely. So that's how you kind of have to break it down. Like we kind of listed a analogy, right? If you're going fishing, right, you can't go buy the ugly stick at Walmart to go catch one fat alua, right? Right? You wanna be able to catch a nice good sized fish. So what do? You increase all your odds. Go at a certain time or a certain season when you know there's fish. Have the right gear. Have maybe a expert uncle who just can read all the currents. Right? Maybe even bring a drone, drop the hook a little bit.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
seen them
have some
happen.
organic squid or bait, right? Non-GMO bait. You know, all what you're doing is like you're putting all those conditions together to increase your chances of catching that fish. Same thing with
The
trading.
ocean is the market.
Oh
The
yeah.
ocean will provide whatever is there. It's you can't force a fish on your hook.
That.
Right. Fishing is an amazing analogy now that I think about it for
Oh
like
yeah.
trading.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Look at
I
me.
don't fish though, so
I love
can
fish.
only talk so much about it.
Me neither. Well, same thing, right? With surfing, like you said. Um, if you're trying to catch certain waves, you're gonna need certain boards,
True,
right?
true.
So, so yeah. I mean, that's kind of breaking down that whole probability is edge section from one of our takeaways with the book, right? It's just being able to control what you can control. Put yourself in the most winning environment.
Like going off of the probability and edge is, you know, a lot of the times as traders we get the, oh yeah, I gamble all the time, or like, oh, that's just gambling. That's like the misunderstanding of like people who don't trade, they call it gambling, you know. But when you present like, no, I have an edge and my probability is a certain percentage when I do this, or when the market shows these conditions, I have my edge increases more than 50%, you know, like, so that that's not gambling at that point. That's you have an actual strategy to squeeze money out of the market. And so I think a lot of people forget that aspect of trading. Like it's not just gambling. It's gambling if you don't know what to do. Maybe that person gambles, but
Mm.
we're not gambling here at HTA.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. And so going on to the next point, the cycle of a trader, right? You win, you gain confidence, you think you're hot shot. This was me thinking you're
Same.
invincible, right? So you throw in one trade, a bunch of trades, right? And you end up over trading. Then you get hit, you lose a bunch. Maybe you lose all your profits that you made, and then some, right? Then you're like, oh, dude, okay, something is wrong. I gotta go back to research. What is it? What is it, right? Then you're gonna go back to, okay, you know what? Maybe I'll tweak a little bit of this. You start learning on what you did wrong, reassess, right? But at the same time, you're gonna go back at it, go back into the market, start trading again. But there are times where you gotta learn about yourself. If you're just forcing it, you have to learn how to put restraint on it. If you know, that you're not in the right mindset to trade, even though you did all the physical, practical stuff, all the steps that we're showing you guys. Um, don't. Like that was me Friday. I knew I had a busy day, stayed off the markets. Even the weekend, I was like, I'm not gonna look at the charts on the weekend, right? Because I knew that my mind wasn't there, and so you're gonna start learning how to be aware of your thoughts yourself, and learn how to minimize your impulse, right? Impulse to trade. And that was a big one for me. Impulse to trade. Like I thought I need to be in 24 hours, 7 days a week, no matter what.
Always, yeah, always wanting to be in the market. You don't have to.
Yeah. And going back to our takeaways, we want to add these 5 points to this. You know, number one, anything can happen, right? Anything can happen in the markets, especially. We don't know what is gonna happen. We don't know if the economy is gonna tank. We don't know if they're gonna pass the that crazy bill. We don't know about China's economy and that big tech company that might default on a $300 billion loan. 300 billion. We don't know. So what can we do? Be aware, be prepared, right? Number two, you don't need to know what's gonna happen in the next few minutes to in order for you to make money. Like you need to have a sound edge, strategy, and through your testing, you if you know it's a little if it's profitable, let it take care of itself, right? We don't need to know. We're not gonna sit and tell you like, okay, Nasdaq is gonna open at this price tomorrow, and you're gonna buy. You know, we're not in the prediction business. We're not psychics. Number three, there's a random distribution between wins and losses for any given set of variables that define an edge. Yes, statistics, right? Read statistics.
Yes,
Um,
only you will know that random distribution.
yes, and it's not gonna be perfect.
No.
There's gonna be a gray area because that's just life, right? It's
Yeah.
not perfect. And what I found throughout my years of like, hey, yeah, you're gonna have a win-loss rate. Now, you, what else are you in control of though? The amount of the how much you lose. That's what you're in control of. And so if you have a 50-50 win rate, right? You cannot always control your wins, how much you win per out of the 50% time. But you can control how much you're going to lose, how much you're willing to give away from the markets. And so knowing that there's a random distribution between wins and losses, you are still in charge or managing, keeping your risk down.
Yeah. Can I just add to that?
Go for
Because
it.
something that helped me, someone explained it to me. Let's say you average 6 losses, you do 12 months, and you realize that, okay, every month I've averaged 6 losses per month. It could look like 6 losses in a row. It could look like six back to back losses in a row in a 60-day span. Or it could look at one win, one loss, one win, one loss. So that's what Mark Douglas is referring to. Like there's a random distribution. We don't know how the market is gonna actually give that number, but you yourself, you're like, okay, I know that I'm gonna have six. Okay, I just had six in a row. My probability is there. Like, okay, I'm more probable to win this next position because the market is random. So I mean, like, just understanding that statistic and that actually the way it was explained to me made me feel a lot more confident in my trading. So it's like, oh, it's okay if I have X amount of losses because in my trading plan, if I look back in history, I realize, oh, okay, I've had way more than this. So I'm okay. I'm good within my range. I just got to keep my risk management low.
Yeah, 100%. Can I share my screen real quick?
Yeah, please. Oh, yeah. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, let me see this. Going back to that distribution, random distribution. This is a track record of one of the hedge funds we're
Oh, yeah. There you
familiar with,
go.
and look how random the reds, the losing months are, right? I mean, you might have some common themes like September or May is like a just a been a bad time for trading, you know. But as you can see, oh, let me see if I can. Oh yes, it's cut
Yeah,
out.
almost averaging six. Like out of the 12 months, he's losing on average 6 months. Sometimes it's seven, sometimes it's eight, but like I started counting from the bottom up. So that's six,
Oh,
that's
you get
six, that's
get
seven. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1,
it.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So like seven-ish.
Yeah, so that this hedge fund manager knows that okay, 7 months, I will have losses. Now,
Yeah.
like to the average person, they're like, dude, why you even trade anymore if you have 7 losing months? Because this guy is still profitable even after 7 months. He can, he look at these big gains. He has 48% gain, 24% gain. I think during COVID, he had a ridiculous, let me see, 2020, 27. Yeah, he ended December, or where there, March, 56.5% gain, buddy.
Yes. Love
Um,
it. That's
going
what's
back
up.
to going back to random distribution, like you don't know when your next loss is gonna be. You don't know when your next winners are gonna be. But as long as you know that you will lose less than, or you will win more than you lose, and through that, you should be able to come out as a profitable trader with an edge, you know. But yeah, this is posted up in the Mighty Networks, under Mindset Tips. If you guys want to review that, Purple Valley Capital. Um,
2020, 190% return.
oh yeah, right here, right here. So he manages millions in this portfolio, and this is an actual real trading um, track record. So definitely check it out. As far as random distribution. And where were we at? Number
Four.
four. Number four, an edge is nothing more than an indication of a high probability of one thing happening over another. Oh, we didn't go. Did we go over edge?
Yeah, we've gone over Edge in the past. Yep.
Okay.
Trading view. On a topic Tuesday. I think it
Okay.
was in the beginning.
Was it? Okay. Yeah, edge is just that, going back to your strategy, right? Like you can have 7 losses out of the 12 months, 7 losing months, but how do you still make money is, you have your edge, and your edge will be profitable despite your 7 months of losing. Just think of it as expenses of doing business, right?
Yep.
Expenses. Yeah. And to end it off, every moment in the market is unique. Just how, even though trading has been around, um, there hasn't been any like really same type of movement, right? Year in, year out, man. Year in, year out.
Yep. The
It's
market shows patterns, but that's where the stats come into play. Like how often does a certain pattern work out? That's what you got to know.
a double
Just depend on the
bottom,
market conditions.
head and shoulders. How does a three doji look like? Channels, um, and those still work. Those still work, but it's just being able to put it into your system where you can make it work for you. If it's the right market. But yeah, man, as we wind down this conversation, I mean, like that was trading in the zone. I recommend. Hold up that book again. Let me see. Let me
Yeah,
see.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Get it on
Oh,
Amazon. Oh, upside down.
up, yep. Trading in
Audio.
the
I think audio.
zone.
I think I have the audio book. Really good. I just listen to it. Right. Put the AirPods on. Just listen to it.
It's a he's not the first to talk about trading psychology, but he is one of the first guys or authors to actually dumb it down and make it more understandable and easy to digest. And that's at least for me. And yeah,
Yeah.
he's awesome.
Especially.
Mark Douglas.
Yes, yes. Easy enough for people on the west side to read.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
was
yeah.
what was the title again? Read.
It's called Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas.
Mark Douglas. Okay, thank you. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I'll write it actually in the chat.
Oh no, I was gonna go Amazon it or
Yeah,
Yeah,
Audible.
dude.
boy.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, thank you.
Sure. Yeah, bro. This one is good, bro.
That
Like
one.
I've talked to some traders, they call this their Bible, you know, like so it's just a joke that I like to say is like this is the trader's Bible, man. And at least in the beginning, I've come across a lot of good, better psychology books now, but Mark Douglas sets that great foundation.
Exactly. Same thing. Same thing for me. When I read it, it was a good, solid foundation to start. You know, puts you on the right track, gives you all the right perspectives, and then morph it into your personality.